Hey guys, it's Babs with Listen to Your Inner You. Thank you for watching and subscribing. My website is listentoyourinneryou.com. You can book sessions. They will show in your own time zone. Pretty nifty. And you can donate down below. There's a donation link. Other than that, I hope your day is okay. If not, let it be not okay, and that's okay too. And it's okay if you're not okay with that either. Today, I just wanted to talk about signs a little bit. We tend to get really hung up on signs. So when we start deliberately manifesting something, anything, it is very possible for you to get really hung up on signs. I do it. It just means that we have resistance and attachment in place. We're holding on to all of this. It's like, oh my God, that's his name on a street sign. It must mean that I'm going to get what I want. No. So in manifesting, what I teach and what I would like you to remember is there's no certainty. There's no certainty in life. There's no certainty in manifesting, especially. We know manifesting works, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get what you want. Because as long as you know you will get what you want, you are attached enough or have enough resistance or both that it probably will not happen. Oh, Babs, I thought manifesting always works. Yeah. But apparently the universe has decided that we have to detach enough and release enough resistance to let it in. I guess maybe because when we start manifesting anything deliberately, by the time we manifest it, we are a different person. You are never going to be the same person you are when you start deliberately manifesting something and when you actually get it. You are a completely different person, and usually for the better. I want to say always, but there's no certainty. So I just want you to remember when you see these signs, there's his or her name, their name is right there, or you constantly see the same vehicle they drive with the same sticker on it, or there's a license plate with where they're from. Anything, any one of those things are signs, or the number 111 or 333 or 777 or 000, right? Those are signs. Sure, you can actually, I have assigned meaning to repeating numbers and seeing them. I set the rule that I only want them to pop up to show me that I'm doing it right. Doesn't matter what I'm working on. I just want to know that I'm doing it right. And when I learned how to manifest, I learned that little game on the radio too, that I turn off the radio in the car. I ask a question to the universe, like, am I doing this right? Am I doing the manifesting around this person right? I turn the radio on, but not to your set stations. Go to the tune. And then you switch until you hear a clear song with no static, no interruption. And the first couple of sentences will give you the answer. It actually works every freaking time. If the answer isn't clear, then you haven't set a clear question. It's like tarot readings. It's just your current energy. That's why I always suggest stop tarot readings right now, because they will keep you attached, and they actually are a sign of attachment because you're looking for the certainty. Certainty is 99.999% of the time an indication of attachment. That's okay. It is natural to be attached. It is also natural to detach. So let yourself be. Sometimes I'm in the stage, I'm like, fuck it, I want to see what my current energy is pushing out, and I'm doing a tarot reading. I know I have attachment, so right now I'm going to take full advantage of it, and I'm going to watch a tarot reading. And they're pretty accurate, and I'm like, fuck, okay, well, I'm going to stop watching them, because you can start initiating the detaching process, although your mind usually does it automatically too. You can start detaching on purpose by saying, I want this, I don't need it, right? Step 4. Or by doing things differently. Getting yourself set up, living your life, do you. That is detaching. That helps with detaching so much. Do you, instead of sitting there being hung up. It's like, oh my God, I need this to happen. No, you don't need this to happen. You want it to happen. And it's so much easier to detach when we actually have our core beliefs in check, because core beliefs tend to create a lot of attachment and resistance. So again, when I see signs, I remind myself, hey, this is cool. It means that I'm doing my focus work right. It doesn't mean that I'm detaching, and it doesn't mean that my resistance is gone, but it means my focus work is right. And if I see things manifesting through other people that I want it also means you're doing something right. Don't get hung up on signs. Don't get hung up on 111. Oh, 333, repeating numbers. I see their name. I see this. That reminds me of them. Oh my God, there's a person that looks just like them. That means it's not going to happen anytime soon. Be okay with that, and be okay with it that it's not okay. Be okay that it's not okay. Well, I hate that I keep seeing people that look exactly like him. Well, that's just where I am in the manifesting process. It's just part of the process. It is natural to see signs. And it's probably also natural to really want them and say, oh my God, it's going to happen. It's not going to. I just want you to remember, stick to uncertainty, because as long as you think it's going to happen because you're seeing this and you're getting all these signs, or birds before land is different than signs. Birds before land actually means you're pushing something out that is almost exactly what you want. Could be a person, could be a thing, could be a job, could be the money. And that means you're doing it more right. That means you're not just focusing right, but you are actually releasing resistance and you are detaching. Birds before land is even better than signs, because birds before land is actual proof that you're doing the whole process right. Oh, I get goosebumps because that's fucking cool. You may not get birds before land. Who cares? But you may get a lot of signs. Don't get hung up on them. I just want you to remember, whatever happens in the 3D, even if it looks like the opposite, especially if it looks like the opposite is happening, that is old energy. That means you shift it into old energy, which is the second part of manifestation. And then the part after that is getting the manifestation. You just have to make it through old energy. And if you made it into old energy, then you were doing it right. So if things go the opposite and you're still seeing signs or whatever is happening, it doesn't matter what is happening in your 3D. It doesn't matter what happens in your 3D. It doesn't mean you're going to get it. It also doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. It just means this is what's pushing out right now. And if it's the opposite of what you want, then hey, congratulations, you made it into old energy. That is step number 2 of any manifesting process. Step number 1 is changing it. Step number 2 is shifting into old energy. Hooray, you made it this far. Keep going. Keep going with focusing, releasing resistance, detaching. Focusing, releasing resistance, detaching over and over. Stick to the end result is my biggest thing. Stick to the end result. Feeling, not visualizations. Although I love visualizations, they will often not get you what you want unless you're already in alignment with something. You have to put a lot more effort into it. Once you're in alignment with something, you can speak it out loud without visualizing, without feeling it, and poof, it'll show up. When you're in alignment with something, it is so much easier to manifest it already because you're already in alignment with it. But when you're not in alignment with it, do feeling in the end, feeling of the end result, visualization if you can, if you're good at it, or practice it, and an affirmation. But don't affirmation loop. I will never, ever teach affirmation looping except when you're changing a belief. But for manifesting, that is a no-no on my channel. I will never teach you affirmation looping because it keeps you attached. What's the fucking point? It'll create resistance. Affirmation looping will create resistance and attachment because you're constantly overwriting everything with the affirmation instead of acknowledging what is and what isn't and your feelings about it, and then detaching and letting your mind let it go. Nope, no affirmation looping here. Please don't. Almost every one of my clients has gone to other coaches that teach affirmation looping. They all came to me miserable. And you know what? Within one session, I was able to make every one of them feel better. That's a fact. Because affirmation looping, it feels awful. I've done it for a whole year. It made me feel awful because resistance kept building up. I was attached like crazy. It was awful, awful, awful. So I've done it. Everything I'm teaching you on here, I have done and experienced. There's nothing I haven't gone through. I would never teach something to you that I don't know for sure that it works or doesn't work for me. And you're here. So something resonates with you. So you can listen to me or don't. Whatever resonates, take that. Anyway, back to signs. I don't get hung up on signs. I have them. I acknowledge them. It's like, cool, awesome. I'm doing something right. My focus work is right. Birds before land. Hells yeah, that's awesome. Or not. I don't give a rat's ass about birds before land. I don't always get them, or I may not notice them. I have no idea. But don't get hung up on signs. Keep doing the end result. End result, end result, end result work. Any questions, please book sessions. I will not answer questions on here. One-on-one is so much easier. And stick to the end result. Don't get hung up on signs. They're nice. They're a little bit of proof that you're doing something right, but don't get hung up on them. It doesn't mean you will get it. I will shatter your world right now. Signs do not mean that you will get it. It just means that you're attached and you have resistance, one or the other or both. You will not get it. If you're sticking to signs and you're hung up on that, you are enough hung up on attachment and resistance to not manifest it. Boom. Accept that you're upset about what I just said. Acceptance is your best friend. I hope this helped. Please, please, please remember, don't get hung up on signs. This is how I teach it. If you disagree with me, great. Whatever resonates, take that and go from there. Have a wonderful day. Bye.